Guys, we've decided to start something very interesting. I hope it will be beneficial for us and for everybody, for the entire Kenyan traders. And yeah, we've decided to be live streaming as from at least 3:30. I know we are late today, but at least 3 hours from 3:30 to to 6:30, we talk about the markets in general. And yes, uh, karibuni. Joseph.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd just like to point out that I hope this turns out to be a good undertaking, given that I had tried this sometime earlier, but fell off during the journey. So I hope this time round we get the expected results that we what we're hoping that we get. But anyway, we're here for the community. It's just one of the rivets that holds this community together. And I hope that the community will also be accepting this and following along the same. So I don't know. You can just put up a screen of the current market as I go over what I'm expecting for this week's event, so that the screen is kind of blank. Yeah.
So you go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. So I'll just start. I'll just start on what I'm expecting this week. I'm going to go over a few stock options that I'll be carefully watching this week. I'll also go over what I think about the US dollar, or the DXY for that matter, the Dixie. Be going over the big elephant in the room, that is US CPI data, that is we're expecting, I think, on Wednesday, midweek. And also just a little bit touch on what happened last week, that is the jobs numbers. And then we're also expecting FOMC this week, so I'll also go about my expectations and what we can all expect from the same. So just starting with a few stock options that I'll be watching out this week. So first on my watch list will be Apple. I think we had an early discussion about this. We're expecting the Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference and uh, and expectation tell us or to give us their AI strategy, and this is also in line with the integration that given many of the features that have been heavily reported on. We'll also be expecting some news on the integration with these platforms. It might be a sell the news kind of event, buy the rumor, sell the news. But again, this is something that we'll be expecting to see. And also, I'll also be looking at Nvidia. I don't think there's anyone in the stock market that is not carefully watching what Nvidia is doing, given that to me it carries the market, and whatever happens on Nvidia can also be expected to have similar results on the indices, that is Nasdaq, on the US 100, and also the SPY for by extension. So today, I think is the first day that during open we'll see what will happen after the announced 10-1 split. You remember that this was announced, I think, on May 22nd, and up to from the date of announcement of the share split, Nvidia has already risen, I think, by around 27%. So again, it will be interesting to see how this will go. And also for anyone watching that has just seen, the rumors going around, the panic that is going around, that Nvidia shares have fallen by around 90% or so. This is just because of the stock split. There's nothing to worry about. Investor value remains the same. It's only that the actual number of shares increases while the value reduces, but investors still hold the same amount of value in the company. So again, it will be interesting to see what happens to Nvidia after the split, and today will be that day. So will it hold 120, or will it break 120, go downward? But all eyes point towards Nvidia holding the level as we move forward. Then on Thursday, we'll have a Tesla AGM. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but Elon Musk there's been much talk about Elon Musk's pay package. So is uh, is uh, is uh, is rumored to be expecting a $56 billion payout. So again, we'll be focusing on Tesla this Thursday. I will be focusing on Tesla this Thursday to see where the markets take the price after the vote that will see Elon Musk, decide the future for Elon Musk impact on his own company. Remember that this has been an ongoing debate on his attachment to the company, where he falls ground, and how he will be operating going forward. Next up, I'll also be looking at. It's very hard to ignore the stock, but to me, this is a Panthers vehicle. It is someone. It's a stock that I'm not looking forward to looking at it from an investment point of view, but from a punting point of view. So we remember that these guys announced a share dilution. I think this was, and they timed it just appropriately just before Roaring Kitty's live event. So they announced this dilution, and it will be interesting to see how the stock opens today and how it trades throughout the week. So further away from stocks, there's also some economic data happening this week. Like I mentioned before, you have US CPI, you have PPI data, we have the FOMC meeting, and we just concluded receiving the new prints for the non-farm payrolls over the weekend. So just to touch about what happened on Friday, we saw the non-farm payrolls report come out with reporting that we had 272,000 jobs created, and a myriad of other indicative announcements following these jobs numbers. We also had average earnings, which also went up year over year and month over month. So it will be interesting to see how the market reacts to that coming this opening week. It's very convenient that we are doing this on a Monday, because we are yet to see any kind of major reactions to that, except that we had the sale on news, that is on gold. We saw the dollar going up on the same day, meaning that commodities tanked during the same announcement of the news. So again, the big event for me will be the CPI, US CPI. Remember that these numbers, generally just look at the dot plots and how to decide the hawkishness or the opposite of that. So simplistically, a CPI print that is around 0.2 month per month will generally interpret that as a relief for the stock market or the equity markets, and also a resurgence in the bullish moves in gold, because I expect that will mean a US dollar loses ground in the same. So we'll also be seeing a fresh print that is on Thursday. That along with some components from the CPA basket. So it will allow us to build up some conviction on the US Corp PCE, and the dots will emerge from this point, and it will be interesting to see how this has an impact on future policy changes by the FOMC and all that. So again, we'll also be having the FOMC meeting, and to me, I'm expecting some hawkish sentiments to ride the market. So the risk again is leans more towards a hawkish outcome, that is on the Dixie, and also the bond market for that matter. So it will be interesting to see how the members of the FOMC react to the data that we continue to be seeing, and how that gels into the narrative of a rate cut or not, or the absence of such a rate cut this year. So it will be interesting to see how the dot plots comes out following the FOMC meeting midweek. So, and we'll also be seeing Chair Powell being grilled for the 30 minutes following the announcement of the data prints. And this is why I'm also expecting the markets to remain volatile as they react to whatever will be said during that meeting. So those are just some of the events that I'm waiting on. You can also remember that we have some political undertakings throughout Europe. This is following some elections, the European Parliament elections. You remember that the UK also cut rates, went fast and cut rates last week. So again, we are weighing in to see how the market reacts to all these events. So that's it from my end. I don't know what extra events you have on your end, Walter.
Okay. I think pretty much we've talked about everything I was to talk about any news events. But a small recap. Okay, definitely all eyes on Apple because
Yeah.
definitely because of the the developers conference, and I think I'll be talking about what the price action is looking like, and here I have an Apple chart, and it's from the weekly time frame, and let me close down my watch list so that it can be seen well, and. Apple has been in a consolidation since mid last year, and this consolidation, as you can see very clearly, you can see the SR zones, and these are very good supports, which bounced last in April, and before that it bounced around October last year, and
Okay.
we saw price test the highs last year December, and back in July last year. So prices again up, and wants to test wants to test the what do you call it, the resistance point. So with this news coming, we expect a lot, and definitely this time no, we don't expect any gadget announcements. I hope so. I hope they will
Okay.
concentrate on the software side, where where I think we will be we will be expecting an AI revamp from the Siri. As I said earlier, as I was telling you earlier, Siri needs a rest, or needs a revamping kidogo, so that we see if something positive comes out of it. I definitely will be testing deep into this zone, and hopefully it will break this zone. So going forward, before I know it's before the bell. I think 30 minutes before the bell, and any opportunities from Apple, I think will be from a retest. So I've dropped down to like on the hourly, and I think better yet I can go down to the 15 minutes, 15 minutes, so that we can catch. I think somewhat of an intraday move towards the open. So I know we are not allowed to trade intraday, unlike other. Okay, let me not talk about that. But here there's a continuation pattern which occurred late Friday, and it is running from the 5th to the 10th, to Friday. That is the 8th, I think. Okay, so what is happening here? We have a continuation pattern called the cup and handle. If you want to clearly see the cup and handle, let me just try and draw something kidogo hapa, so that if anyone doesn't know what a cup and handle is, can at least know what I'm talking about. So this just on a light note, and what I'm expecting as before, actually after the bell at 4:30 from where we are, East African time. I'm sorry. So this cup and handle is a continuation pattern, and from the 15 minutes, we don't see any retest, but it broke out on Friday, and if you can drop down to the 5 minutes, there's a retest, but for me it doesn't qualify as such, but it's still a retest. We broke out, and then the following candle retested, and then it is looking to make fresh highs. And for an estimate of where price is going, I think we have to measure the trough. What I do, I measure the trough low to the counter trend line, and then we can estimate to the future, and we can see price is likely to be testing the 198. So that's what I expect, and I hope the event, the WWDC, will be something good, and I am very bullish on the Apple trade. And going back to the weekly, you can see it's a very good pattern. It's a rectangle, and a rectangle, a flag rectangle from the classicals. So we expect a break, and then after the break, if we analyze the long term, we can expect, if you're looking to hold, on Apple in the near future, the way I've done on the cup and handle, I'll do the same on the rectangle, where we just measure the trough, and then after the breakout, we expect price to go and test the 220s. So that's the long play, and we have talked about the short term play. So enough of Apple. I think today, I don't know why I've started with Apple, but the talk of town is Nvidia. Nvidia, basically, we expecting a stock split, and definitely it was announced it will be in effect today. So what happens when we have a stock split? Let's say if you had one share of Nvidia, and let me pull the Nvidia chart. Okay, it has already. Okay, let's say roughly one share of Nvidia back in on Friday, it was retailing around 1208. Okay, in a nutshell, let's just call that 1200. And if one share was 1200, now after the split of 1:10, we expect your share to multiply by 10, but we expect your value of share to drop uh, by a basis of 10. So we expect 1200 and divide by 10. So roughly one share will be around 120, as you can see on the chart. So it's 120.89 from my end. Anyway, uh, why a stock split? A stock split, it happens when a stock rallies too high, and too high, it becomes expensive for the undercapitalized guys. So what we expect, what the company does, they decide to split the stock so that they can make it affordable to the undercapitalized guys. So it's not a loss. I know I have seen some comments and some posts trying to say that Kumbe stocks they're risky and all that, but there's no don't worry. Nobody has undergone what I think a 90% loss, but hakuna kitu ka hiyo. So it's just a stock split. It happens. I think it happened for Tesla some time back. It happened for Apple. I think Apple back in 2019, something like that. So it happens. It's something very normal in the industry. So what I expect, I think it's a very strong stock, but and I think very many people, it's like the number one stock. Everybody's going there. If you're thinking of doing anything in the markets, everybody's starting with Nvidia. It's the talk of town. So definitely, I think people will buy in, and it's still cheap. But technically, that's the weekly. The weekly looks very bullish, definitely very bullish. And if you drop down to the 4 hour, we had a huge rejection. I think that's on last week on Thursday. And then if we drop to the 1 hour, there's a consolidation you can see there, and it's not clear. Yes, we can see the consolidation, but we cannot identify any pattern here. So we dial down to the 15 minutes. The 15 minutes. We can see a consolidation, but not a clear one. I can put up we can clearly see what I call a counter trend line, but uh, down here there's no okay there's no clear pattern per se, but what we can identify something called a support, a clear support, where last week, as long as price was testing this area, it was rejected. So we saw on Thursday it was rejected. The same Thursday it was rejected. Actually, it ilikuwa inakataa kwenda chini. Anyway, it rejects, goes back up. It rejects, goes back up. So it's likely because it's trading above the counter trend line. We might see it testing the 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 highs on Thursday morning, on Thursday at the open. So we wait, we see, but pre-market definitely it looks to be testing way inside the setup. So we might expect it to go retest that the low. I mean the support, but okay, I'm not looking to trade something. I don't see a clear pattern. So I think we can go on. And going next, I think we can talk about the Goldman Sachs. I think they have a conference. They have a conference today where it's a biotech conference, and they've invited Lilly, Eli Lilly, the company, Pfizer and Moderna. So I know I've been out of the. I don't know when last I traded anything to do with biotech, but it's something to watch for if you can look at Lilly, but. Let me look at Lily. I know Lily is not common to everybody, but I know most guys are used to Pfizer and Moderna because of the. So there's a very good pattern, but on the intraday intraday of the day. So down to the 5 minutes, we can see this. Let me use this tool. I think it can look like a triangle, and it can also double down as a flag. Here it is. It looks like it is actually an ascending triangle. So, and as you can see, the pre-market is testing the breakout point actually above the counter trend line. What I call the counter trend line is the upward. It's the up. It's the topmost. It's the topmost trend line of the setup. Why the setup? Why the counter? The counter, since the trend is upwards, as you can see. This is an upward trend, and being an upward trend, the top trend line of the setup, it counters the direction of the trend. That's why when price breaks that, I always say we have a breakout. So that's why. So kidogo, I know when I talk about charts, I think most of you will learn a little more about the classicals, willingly or unwillingly. So don't mind me. So this is a very good setup, but yeah, I don't think I'll play it first. So we can move to Pfizer. Actually, what I'm doing, I'm really trying to go around the today's news. So on Monday there were three key events. It's the Apple event is starting today, and the Nvidia, and then this GS one. If you read my post yesterday about how the news events this week, since it's very action packed, I think these are the main tickers to watch before we go to the technical bit of it, to look at what else the technical price is offering on the other tickers. So I'll move on to Pfizer PFE. For PFE, I think we should start on the daily. I don't know when last I looked at biotech, but on the daily, let me go to the weekly. I think it has been on a downtrend. Hey, actually, the downtrend pivoted this year April, and we can see it broke the last higher, the last lower high. So I think it is coming from a bearish a bearish market to it's now flipping to a bullish market. But as you can see, there are very many indecision candles above the breakout. So indecision, it speaks for itself. So when you go down, you can see market is ranging inside the weekly indecision. So we can go even lower to the 4 hour. In the 4 hour, you can see I don't. It's fairly a double top. So, but still in consolidation. So what I can just do, I can just call this the resistance point, and call the previous low as the support. So if price breaks if price breaks this, I'll be confident to play any setup above or below the support and resistance. So indecision for Pfizer, for PFE. So yeah, iko tu hapo. As you can see, pre-market is it's below the Friday's close. So it means we might we don't know at the open. So I can go to Moderna. Moderna mRNA, mRNA, and for mRNA, when you start with the higher time frames, I think the weekly, it was I think it was on a downtrend, but it broke the downtrend. I think it's now it broke the downtrend. I think earlier this year in Jan, where price went above the last lower high. Basically, I think I'm using the most basic terms so that we can for price and structure, where we know a shift from a low from a bullish to bearish and bearish to bullish. So we can see, as you can see here, we're moving from okay, we beat the higher low, the lower high. Now we made the first higher high from this downtrend. So that's very basic. I think it cuts across all systems. So we can see a consolidation after making this high, and then we can go to the 4 hour and see what was happening down here. We can also see a consolidation, but we cannot see any setup for now. On the hourly, the same. I don't want to impose this, but it looks like a falling wedge. I don't play wedges. I only play continuations, but I can spot wedges. So I saw somebody complaining hakuna mtu anaweza trade wedges na mwambie shit. So anyway, hey, it is. You saw that last week. Hey, jobs
I
all
saw
over,
it.
man. Classicals, jobs all over.
Yeah,
Wale wa
I
Congo,
think we are
Yes.
approaching market open. We are
Yeah, I know. I
approaching
have
market open.
like 15 minutes to. So let me
Yeah, yeah.
let me just finish on the Moderna
Nice.
the Moderna
Okay.
explanation. Then we'll take over. So these are falling for wages. Wages are mostly wages work on reversal. So this is a bit of a reversal. So I don't want to take my time there, but we we expect price to move, I think, higher for Moderna. Uh, those are the news events for today. So I'll take it back to Jesse. Jesse, I think you can load up your chat and then talk about a few things. Yeah.
Even before I load up my chat, because
Okay.
there's something on the street that I don't think people need to see. Anyway, so
Okay.
it's very
Continue.
interesting.
Continue.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
very interesting that you talk about Nvidia, and
Okay.
this is it for me. Yeah, so I'm not
Okay.
chasing it. I'm not chasing it. So I'm not looking for an entry right now, but it's
Okay.
very interesting to me. So number one, we just had that split, yeah, and to me
Yeah.
it's always a bullish signal that we are going to, it's going higher and higher after the split. So I
Yeah.
was
It's
just
a risk.
reading before yeah, I was just reading this before it came in, and
Yeah.
this is a note from the Bank of America, a guy named Jared Woodward, and he's quoted saying that stocks are trying to rise like around uh, uh, 25%, in the 12 months following the announcement of a share split. So NVIDIA, I think I had already said this. So if NVIDIA is going to rise by 25% in the coming year, that is the 12 months after this announcement, NVIDIA has already beaten that percentage. It's already gone 27% higher following the announcement, not even the split, just the announcement that they're going
The
to
announcement.
split the shares. Yeah,
Yeah.
you remember that these guys announced they're going to do this on May 22nd. If you look at the Nvidia chart, you will see that this thing is up 27% even before the split actually happens. But I'm not surprised by that because I generally just expect investors to to be pricing in future expectations. So during the announcement, they're already pricing the bullishness towards the stock. So what's more interesting about this company is that by Friday close, okay, this was trading at 12.08 or somewhere around there,
Fair
and
for it.
today I'm expecting an open of around 120, the hundreds, yeah. So it's very attractive to me as a company. I was with my investment mind,
Yeah.
this thing. We saw the Q1 results, and we saw that these guys' results, they released their results, and they had an EPS or an earning per share of around I think it was $6 point something, point 10, around there. This was up a
Okay.
considerable percentage from the last quarter one, that is of the EPS. So they were at,
Yeah.
this was around 450%, an increase of 50% EPS announced on the last quarter one. So again, it is the company is interesting to me. Despite that, I am not looking for an entry because I believe I might be very late to the entry. And congratulations on anyone who's held the stock for the recent past, because those have been some very good earnings on the stock. So it's interesting that we all know that Nvidia is producing these chips that have been being used in generative AI and all that. So to me, relying on just one product to me is a bigger risk, But the company itself is very interesting. You can remember that Nvidia before this was making a lot of money, a lot of revenue, revenue was being pulled in from the chips,
Yeah.
the gaming chips. But right now, you can from the recent announcement, the biggest revenue is coming from their data center, meaning that they're providing all this infrastructure for generative AI with companies like Meta, Tesla, Google, Amazon, all taking up the Nvidia products so that they can use them for their AI products and all that. So despite this, what about the future? It can be so up right now, and the growth might be stunting because the revenue from only one source is very dangerous, it's very risky. But these guys are moving on to expert who say that they're also expanding into government institutions, research and development institutions. So for me, I can see that there is some room for future growth, and I think that the current gains can also go further and extend upward, or expand upwards. So for me, Nvidia is a very interesting stock, and we can also not talk about Nvidia and not talk about AMD. AMD is
Good.
they're somehow in the same line of business. So AMD
Yeah.
again for me, that is why I'm looking for entries on AMD, because we have not seen the such a huge gain as we have seen in Nvidia. So maybe I might go back and look at AMD. I try to
Yeah.
analyze the stock further and see where I can get in, if I can get in for that matter. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, as we wait for market
Okay.
open. Yeah.
I think Jensen during the last earnings call, I think he said there's a new chip they're coming up with next year. He said next year. I can't remember the date. So
Yeah.
I don't think they will strictly rely on the data centers. I think they are looking to expand, but comparable to the last decade, I think I can compare Nvidia with I think Apple. I can clearly compare them. I can compare the two companies. So I know we expect more, and so uh, funny thing you talked about AMD. AMD, I know because of Nvidia, they have not been. Everybody is going to Nvidia and dismissing AMD, but AMD is structurally it looks very good. I know they are from a very a bearish run, because I think the first quarter they shared they had a very devastating earnings. No, not last quarter, but back in May they had their earnings were, I think they did not look so good to the investors. So it is actually recovering from the May report, and right now what you can see, we can see a range which started back in May, late May. So what I'm expecting price to play around this range. As you can see right now, price looks to go to be testing the to be looking to test the to be looking to test the the support. So I think Jesse has dropped, but I think he'll come back. So what I'm expecting, if AMD breaks the high on the 28th May high, I think it will be going higher. So that's it from AMD. Before going on, I think it's CPI, it's CPI week, CPI, and then later in the day for MC. So I know it's a very emotional week. So you guys take care. I'll go through. I'll go over some of my favorite, some of my favorite tickers, and one of them, I think it's Qualcomm. Qualcomm, what happened? I got stopped out from previous trade. Uh, Oh, Jesse is back, but I got stopped out from my previous trade, and this is how my setup was looking like. And price, yes, broke out, but it was unable to get past the gap down, on 28th May. So what it has just done, I think it has just it has just gone lower. I mean, it has just gone lower, but creating a new setup. So we say a failure of one setup creates another setup. But generally, we expect a very bullish. It's very bullish. Qualcomm is very bullish, and yeah, it's very bullish, as you can see. So this is the fun bit of about stocks. We are rarely in a bearish traction. So bearish trend. So this is the most exciting thing about stocks, and why I refuse to go back to FX. But we will be talking about a little of FX with Jesse here, and some commodities. So this is the beauty of it. And as you can see clearly, we are in a we are in an uptrend, and this is it. Therefore, I'm sorry. Can you see my chat? Uh, Jesse,
Yeah, I see it.
Jesse,
I see it. Yeah.
I was
Yes, I
explaining
see
my
it.
chat. I think you've closed. Yes. Okay. It's an upward trend, and then we have a consolidation, and for every consolidation, I know what I say, a consolidation means an opportunity, and then when you drop to the lower time frames, at least the consolidation comes up with a pattern, and we go lower, and if we go lower, we can see a triangle forming. The triangle is my best, so we can see some beautiful order blocks here. I know I've said order blocks because I have incorporated some of the other strategies ideas kidogo. I use them because they are free. Hata kama nitaambiwa it's a cocktail, but a cocktail which works. So I use the order blocks and the FVG if I get a chance. So there is one, and this is the lower one confidently. So throw stones. I'm very ready to receive them. So uh, we can see point A, point B, and point C. So we are looking for point D. This is just a speculation. It's not the ideal trade entry. So I'm not holding anything. I can just remove this. But from what I'm expecting price to come, test this support, and then go back up. Why? Because stocks are very bullish. That's on a lower note, but very bullish. I don't have to struggle with bias when I'm doing stocks, unlike FX and the others. So this is one. I think Jesse is back. I want Jesse to continue because he dropped off before I gave him the chance. So Jesse, please take over.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my charts, just waiting for the for markets open. But yeah, you know me, so my eyes will be glued on gold right now to see what the market has in offer for us. Um, I hope my chart is visible on your end.
It is clear.
Good, good. So I've
Let me see.
been watching this level. Just like I think I was talking to you before, and I told you that I'm very cautious. I'm very cautious in the
Yeah,
market right
sure.
now. I don't want to get into anything. I don't want to rush into anything. I don't want to, run before the bell goes and all that. So I'm
Yeah,
very cautious at the moment. So just I'll confess this. I've always been looking for a bullish setup or an entry on gold. This is because I think looking at the higher time frame, we are generally just going up and up and up. I've not seen any sign of bearish reversals, but because we have held this level so well, the 2280 to 90 level so well, that I'm think that a break below that, will send alarm bells ringing all over. But for the moment, we are holding this particular support, and yeah, you talked about bias, and my bias is still bullish. But bias for me is one thing, but trading or executing trades is another, because you might be bullish all you can, but once you go to execute a trade, let's say you're trading intraday, you must look at few factors first. You don't say that because I'm bullish on this commodity, therefore I'm not going to take any short positions or something like that. So I like to
yeah.
separate my biases from my trade execution. So my biases are simply based on a few factors. That is the fundamental aspects of the game, the technical side of the game. But when I go in to take my trades, I will generally take these trades based on what I see currently on the charts. No biases in play at that point. So prior to NFP, I was still looking for a bullish entry. This is a justification for me to go bullish today on gold. But like I told you before, I'm very cautious this week. You know, I don't want to to join any trends or follow something might not might not result in what I'm expecting. So again, I was commenting and telling you that the market is very emotional. We are seeing a slight information is coming and driving the markets crazy. Everything is reacting to every piece of information that is coming out. And if this is a trend, then we can expect a lot of movement in this week. We have all these events that you talked about. We have the Fed coming in. We have prints in the PCE and the PPI areas, and therefore I'm expecting a myriad of bounces, and all that in the market. So it's just up to me to wait and see, like we are doing today. I'm not going to rush into any trades today. I'm only going to wait for the bell, see where gold. I think I'm managed to open.
A minute to the open. Yeah, yeah. So count them.
Oh, nice. What are you watching as the
What are
market
you
opens? I know
expecting? They
you're
open. What are you expecting?
glued on Apple and the other stock.
The other stocks I
I'm
was talking
expecting
about.
really.
Qualcomm.
Yeah, on gold, I am expecting. We're already seeing some bullish sentiment right now coming in, but you never know what the market brings in. I'm also expecting not a very big reaction today, given that everyone is just sitting on their fingers, sitting on their hands, waiting for the midweek events. So I think we're going to see some consolidation or some restrained reaction today, and I'm not expecting much, but the market might prove me otherwise. And yeah, we're just waiting to see what will happen. Again,
Yeah,
also
they're
on my
going.
watch list, yeah, yeah,
The
the bell
market
is
is
gone.
open. Yeah, 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 sure.
Okay, let's see what
Watch list has just
happens.
turned
I'm
red.
also, yeah.
Most of the tickers just turned red. So I don't know, but how the future's looking? Everything is in red. So
Just
yeah,
going,
expect
okay.
a flash. Then I think we'll find support later in the day. So this is not fixated here, so nobody should confuse this as point D, but I expect it to be point D. So what I'll do, I'll just delete it so that I expect point D. After point D is in, I'm sorry, let me share my chart. So as I was saying, let me go back. So this is not my point D. I was talking about Qualcomm earlier. This is not my point D. What I'm expecting, I'm just expecting a support here or here. So either of the two blocks. So after the support, that qualifies as my point D, but it has not been confirmed. So I'm trashing it. So I'm deleting it. But that's what we're looking for. And as we can see the Dow Jones. I'm sorry, this was not entered. It was just a speculation of where the Dow Jones will go. It did play out nice, but let me delete it so that I cannot confuse anybody. So after you can see on the daily, after it made a high, immediately it ran back down. So in short, on the higher time frame, Dow Jones is consolidating. So we can see the Nasdaq doing the same. But we were talking with Jesse before we were talking with Jesse before this stream, and on our mock stream, I think you'll see it on YouTube. It was just a mock stream, so he was trying to say this a cup and handle, but it's not. I don't think it qualifies in my books. Definitely, I have to make that disclaimer because we can see, we have seen some guys say this is a cup and handle, and why is not a cup and handle? I don't have a cup in my shelf that has a handle which is over the brim of the cup. So as much as it looks like a cup and handle, it's not in my books. So yes, it's not in my book. And I was explaining this to Jesse technically. I'm a very technical person as much as I know my fundamentals well. I'm a finance I'm a finance major. So I know my technicals and I know this is a trend. uh, the direction of the trend is upwards, and for the upward direction of the for the upward direction, we call a counter. The way I've just said, we call a counter if price consolidates inside the trend. So in this case, why it does not qualify as a cup and handle for me, it's because the its counter trend line is negatively sloping. This is negatively sloping, right? I don't know if I'm correct. So it's not a counter trend line because the counter trend line is towards the same direction as the original trend line. So it beats logic. This is not a cup and handle to me. So if you want to play it, it's okay. What I usually do, because I like dismissing this type of market structure, it's I'll just take this as I'll just take this as a break of resistance. And what I'll do, I'll just go inside. I'll just go to the intraday and look for continuation, because it just signals price is going, it's very strong and it's going upwards, but it's consolidating. If it doesn't consolidate to a continuation pattern, the my preferred pattern is a triangle, a triangle consolidation or a pennant. So if we don't have a continuation here, it doesn't qualify for me. So uh, it's not a cup and handle, and I'll repeat that. So yeah, that's it. I think pretty much the rest of the tickers look the same. The rest of the future looks the same. Same thing here. It's not a cup and handle. I'll just continue. I'll just go back and draw this again. Because why am I drawing each and every time? Because trading is a visual. It's trading technical is very visual. So and patterns as well are very visual. And I know we've been talking and talking. I can type and type, but if you don't see, you'll never understand where my narrative is coming from. So this is where this is what is happening. And this is an uptrend, but it's an uptrend without a counter trend line. So what does it mean? It just means the price has just broken the upward resistance. So let me go back to my stocks. I know the bell has rung, and I know we're expecting some. Let me see what Qualcomm is doing. It's my favorite ticker, at the moment. Not only Qualcomm, I think Netflix. I'm expecting something from Netflix, but let's go intraday because that's where the price movements are. The best thing about stocks, each and every day there's an opportunity. It doesn't matter where you are. So we have over 500 stocks in the US market, and opportunities lie everywhere. Better yet, the Nasdaq. I think at least the high cap stocks. Yeah, you can find an opportunity anywhere. So if this qualifies as point D, if after testing this gap up, let me show you the gap up. After testing this gap, I think it has price is reacting actually to the gap which was created. I think the open of last Wednesday. So if it qualifies as point D, I think the triangle is symmetrical enough to go. So what I'll just do, I'll just wait for a breakout. I'll just wait for price to break out above the point A, the AC trend line, so the counter trend line, and then I go to a buy. So let's look for an opportunity in other stocks. And as you can see, we can see the same for Netflix. I think it's better we come from a higher time frame. And from the weekly, we can see definitely we can see definitely this is an uptrend, but after coming from a very massive down sell-off of 2022. I can't remember. I can't put a finger of what happened exactly here, but I think it was something about the subscriptions. So it's good to trade. It's good to trade stocks from a point of at least some fundamental information about the company. So yeah, that happened back then. But right now, as you can see, we broke the last lower high, and we are now in a confirmed uptrend. So we wait for consolidation, which it becomes more clear on the daily, and then we as you can see here, and we can go lower on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we can see it is coming. The picture is getting much better, and we go to the 1 hour. Yeah, I can see that triangle which is forming. Triangle because I prefer the triangle. I don't want to see anything else. I don't want to trade the flag. I don't want to trade anything else. But that's for me. Here it is. That's point A, that's point C. Hopefully we don't know yet if this D to wait for the price action to play its ball. So we are watching out for Netflix. So we just wait. That's why it's up here. It's one of my favorite tickers. We can just wait, but I've not traded it in a while. So we go to one of my favorites, Tesla. So Tesla has been very weaky, and it's because of one thing. We expect the conference on Tesla, I think, on Thursday, and we have a pay package, which Elon Musk, I think, entered an agreement with the company where they were supposed, I think, if he brings, I think, on board 200 million, was it clients? I can't remember well, but they were supposed to pay him, I think, 56 billion. And 56 billion, if Tesla, if the shareholders decide to pay 56 billion to Elon, it means it will be a disaster for the company, because it definitely means they don't have much. Definitely their coffers will be going down. And on this other side, if they decide not to pay him, that definitely that it will look bad on paper, and definitely we will see a sell-off of Tesla on the charts. So if a speculation, if they decide not to honor what they had agreed on, a move which was made by the Delaware judge of not honoring that deal which they 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 had struck with Elon. There's a risk of Elon dropping as the CEO, and that is even much worse. And you know, if there's a management issue, and a management issue definitely looks absolutely very bad on uh, on the stock. So we don't know, but technically it looks very yummy. I'll say yummy because it has both. I know you can see very many lines here. Let me remove some. I don't want you guys to throw stones. These guys keep drawing lines. I'm removing them because now I can redraw them. Only me to do this. So this is how it looks. This is on the weekly. On the weekly, this is a very good triangle with all points confirmed. A confirmed, B confirmed, C confirmed, D confirmed. But a better confirmation of D is if we at least price comes closer to the counter trend line. So what I'm expecting after this charade of the contestant about the paper. I hope to see Tesla go higher, and Tesla going higher, it has been justified pia huku chini on the lower time frame, where we are head and shoulder, an inverted head and shoulder. For an inverted head and shoulder, for people who don't know patterns, it means a reversal. So this is a reversal. Here, and we expect. I was telling one of my friends, should I be my friend? Yes, I can call him friend. We had an argument kidogo. Yes, this happened, and I was telling 175 is a perfect place to go long and hold. Go long and hold. But right now, it only takes effect if price goes above the. For head and shoulder, because it's a reversal, we don't call it a counter trend line, but we call it a neckline. The head, shoulder, and the neckline. So this is what I expect. So instead of all this artwork, I'll just remove this and replace it with a trend line. So mkitupa mawe, I will be reducing, but I'll still receive. I'll still receive. So I expect price to break here and go higher. A pattern inside a pattern, we can go to the 4-hour time frame, and in the 4-hour time frame, we can see another inside, and this is a confirmation that price is moving towards the same direction. And a pattern inside a pattern, it's more conviction. And a pattern inside a pattern, I'll show you another triangle here. After price flips after price flipped to bullish, this is what happened. It's another triangle here. It flipped to bullish after breaking this here. So we break that trend line. I think we're going higher. So I don't want to stay here long. I think the tipping point will be on Thursday. That's why I'm very actually I have a stop order. I have a stop order above here. So when we enter this, I'll just hold it. If it breaks here, well, I'll just remove the TP and move my stop loss towards in profit, and then let price go. So that's it. I think Jesse will take over. At least I think I've talked too much.
Yeah, a quick one, Walter.
Yeah, sure.
Someone on Twitter, this is Rufus, is asking you. First of all, he says, "Hey Walter, great seeing you on live stream. What's your opinion on Apple's developer conference?" So before I know you want to answer that, but I'll just give my 2 cents. I'll just give my 2 cents on the same, and then you can take over. So for me, I think we have been seeing a lot of features being announced by Apple, this and that. I think we're talking with you about the same, and we need to see some new. We need to see something new, something that we don't
Something different.
expect. We're already expecting an AI strategy to be announced. We're expecting to see some integrations and some features. We're already expecting that. So for us to see for us for Apple to make us, to inspire new money into their stock, I think they'll need to come up with something that is the market does not expect, something unexpected. They've been good on this before, but this time they need to take it up a higher notch. And if we don't see something unexpected that is going to rally up the stock, then I think for me it will be kind of sell the news kind of scenario. And and a break on the reverse. If we see something unexpected, then I'm expecting a break of 200, and from then I think the bulls will be winning and winning big. So, what's your take on that?
Okay, my take is I think I don't want. Okay, I wouldn't like to see any product. I don't want any product announcements. Actually, if they move their concentration towards software, because the world is fast changing, and anything AI right now it sells. So I think Apple was. I remember last quarter everybody was complaining. Everybody has moved on to AI. AI. We see Microsoft trying. We see Google trying. We but what they did last quarter was bad. They introduced, I think, the VR set. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah. I was talking
Yes.
about those features. I think we are
So,
tired of all those features.
yes, we are tired of that, and we are tired of gadgets. And I think the best play they can do this time round. I know it is very obvious. Everybody is expecting AI, but please have a good AI to back your very good products, because your products
Or
was
be like,
inajiuza. So
Nvidia,
I
and
think, yeah,
be like
I,
be
I,
like
I
Nvidia,
want,
and
yes, I want
everything.
that AI. You see the way they enjoy this CEO of Google, because of saying as very many years as possible. I'd like to see that too on Tim Cook's speech. We want to hear AI, AI, AI. Please, it's time to hang boots for Nani. The this guy. I mean, Siri has to hang boots, and so we need somebody more engaging. Not somebody. It's not like I know Siri personally, because I've never even used iPhone. I prefer Android. But for being a very good stock, being a very good stock, I think a backing of AI will definitely reshape their future. So let me go down to, please, before you go on. I've remembered something, because we also talking about we are in the crypto right now. There's a lot of crypto talk around, and they are seeing prices ranging. The price of Bitcoin. Okay, for me, crypto and Bitcoin are almost the same. I don't Please, Rufus, don't throw stones, but I prefer sticking to my crypto is just Bitcoin, ETH, and a little bit of Solana and Cardano. Cardano, ama ni Cardano, I mean. I just look at
Cardano.
them, but Cardano, good, thank you. What I How I try engaging with crypto here on stocks, I think it's better to see crypto on another side, by choosing to play Coinbase and Mara. If you know Mara, and I think Square, but I don't prefer Square. I prefer Coinbase and Mara, but they definitely you'd go with Coinbase. It's well capitalized. So this was the setup where Coinbase since April, and it was I can just this is just a counter trend line of how. Let me redraw it, so that people can see why I was yapping last month. I was only yapping about Coinbase, but this is it. Uh, this I'll say it's like a flag, but it's a downward channel. A downward channel, and price broke out, and around the same time, the Bitcoin price broke out from that triangle. If you can remember the triangle, I think I'll pull up the chart later. But after 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 breaking out, I think it broke out towards the end of last month, and I think the opportunity ran to completion. It has already gone to completion. There you can see from the breakout it retested, and then a higher consolidation, and then we just ended the opportunity, and now price is consolidating, and consolidating. Hopefully we'll see something or what will happen next. So I want to give Jesse a chance. Kindly, Jesse, take over and give some few.
You have not answered the Rufus. Have you answered Rufus on the Apple thing?
Yes, I think I've answered Rufus. We both have answered Rufus. I think, yeah, I think the conference will be more of AI. I want to see more of AI, but I'm very bullish on Apple. Uh, I want to reshow Rufus of what I was speaking about. This I expect this resistance to blow. I expect price to blow this top resistance and then go higher. And what will be? I think this conference will be a tipping point. So there's my answer. Jesse, please,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
you can take it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just looking at the reactions from the market on open, and I'm not seeing a
Okay.
lot of reaction. Like I had told you before, I think I had anticipated that it is not going to be much when the market opens today. I think
Okay.
we'll see the emotions once we have the numbers on Wednesday, Thursday, and following those days. So for now, I think the Nasdaq is down 0.15%. What else? Gold is around the same pre-market or pre-New York level, that is at around 0.72%. And also
Okay.
silver, same. No major, reactions, no emotional reactions, still at 1.45%. But still still substantial rise from the support level. Although, as I think I was telling about that, it didn't really get to my area of support that I really wanted
Would
to
you
make
mind
an
sharing
entry.
your chat kindly?
No problem. Just a
The
minute.
people we were so used to on guys typing and talking on
Oh,
without anything to show. So the actual essence of a live is to at least interact with the prize and we back our words with at least some visual.
so
It's
I think
something.
my screen is on there.
Yeah, sure,
Right?
sure. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I was talking about silver, and we are seeing this bounce of support. That is the previous was resistance turn support, and like I was telling, I was waiting for silver, not at the exact point where we are, but I was waiting for it much lower. Let's say at around 28.50 or so. So that is what I was waiting for silver to come in. But right now, we're already seeing a small bounce. Not something to yap about, to scream about, but it's a reaction for what it is, and I'll give it that. So, but I'm still waiting for silver to come lower for me to look for an entry. If it doesn't do that, then I'll have missed my move, and I'll maybe look for an entry once if the market has cooled down and all that. I also look at BTC, but not much trading activity on it. I just like to have a look at it. So BTC again is down 0.4% today, and I don't know what to make of Bitcoin. This thing just keeps on, disapproving everyone who disapproves of Bitcoin. It keeps making higher highs and all that. And right now we are playing about with the local resistance level, and I'm expecting a big move will come in either when we break 73 when we break 73,000, or to the downside. But following, I'm not such a Marxist, or such a very big enthusiast of the crypto world, but I just like to look at it. Being in the world of finance, it's quite interesting to see how this kind of digital currencies go about their business in this world. So again, it's something I just like to watch, but not much trading activity on that. So for me, yeah, continue to watch that current resistance level to see what happens uh, in the time that is coming. So also on my watch list was Apple. Again, not much of a reaction, I would call it. It's at, okay, you can relative. It's a relative significant motion in the charts
You're not
around.
audible. Just
You
say.
can't hear me.
Now you're okay.
Okay. So, like I was saying, Apple was also on my watch list, and it's down 0.77% today. Again, it's not broken the 200 level, so we're still at 195 or so. So again, I'll continue to watch that. I think I'll take my entries once we get to the bridge of the 200 bridge and possibly break it. But if you're not yet breaking the 200 level, I'll put my hands. I'll sit on my hands and just wait for the break. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. Most of what I was expecting today is pretty much played out the way I expected it to play. I didn't expect much of a market reaction today, and that is what the market has given us this Monday. So I think everyone is just waiting for the prints, for reactions, the emotions to die down towards the end of this week, and maybe I'll find entries on that. Again, I also like to talk about my. I think we have an ongoing competition. We are mutually in that competition, and I think I'm still flat, and I'm still yet to find good entries on my account, so that I'll be able to share them on this platform and the others that we'll be streaming on. Yes, I think I might be jumping outside. I think I have something to do in the meantime. But yeah, the markets have generally just reacted with the subdued activity, not much happening. So I think there's not much to happen today, unless a bigger move comes in later on. Maybe on April, we're expecting the meeting today. And yeah, we'll see what turns up. But in the meantime, just continue watching the market. Nothing significant on my end. Maybe, I don't know if there's something that is happening on your end that you can share.
Okay, I can share much. I think a lot is happening, and we can see Nvidia going down after the open, and it is breaking the resistance or the support I was talking about earlier. And we can also see AMD. AMD has just tested the zone I had talked about before the open. So maybe it might go up, maybe it might not. But if we see price move out of these boundaries we've just drawn here, maybe it has a potential good play. So I want to go to Nvidia and what's happening in Nvidia, and I want to speculate something. It's just a speculation how I look at things and how I look at how price changes. And immediately what I do, I just connect the two lower lows, and yeah, if it goes lower, I just move it. I just move it and move it. But I just want to spot what the market is trying to interpret, and I mean what the market is trying to say to us. So I think I'll go lower to I'll go to Google. Most of this stuff are tanking. Most of them are tanking, and hey, here we have a very good setup. I think this is a very good triangle. Jesse, can you see this triangle? Are you even
Yeah,
looking
but
here? Yeah, there's
I'm
a
looking
triangle
at your
here. Very good consolidation here. Waiting for
yeah.
point D, and then we can jump in. And I know it's not a confirmed point D, so I can expect price to move much lower. So
Okay.
possibly to test these highs. Let me show this. I expect price to test around here so that it can bullish. And I want to show you another previous triangle which I did a couple of months ago. We did, I think, April. This is another triangle, and this is the beauty of playing stocks. It is something which is recurrent. So that is one. I think we can go on to Meta. We can just and try look for opportunities elsewhere instead of just going on and on and on about Apple and everything else. So this is just a consolidation. Actually, I think I posted this sometime back in posted this I think last week. I was talking about uh, this this earning gap down. It took I think a month to close it down. So Meta has really performed poorly this quarter, unlike what I expected. Because this quarter started with this triangle, this continuation, but it didn't go to fruition, and we saw it go just above the higher high, creating another all-time high, and then after that it was all bearish, and then the earnings report made it worse. So uh, so that's it about Meta, and I think the earnings actually it was a surprise earnings, but something happened, and the investors were ready to sell it off. So it happens. Good data, bad reaction from the from as we can see we can we, oh, just I think he needs to
Okay,
just say
okay,
something.
yeah. Thanks, man. Something just came up, so I'll need to go do deal with it. But yeah, I'm just looking at Nvidia, and it's just opened below 120. It's I think at 118. Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
this was expected. Yeah, this was expected. Although I don't think I'm reading so much into it. I think there's this panic that has been circulated today that the share price has dropped by 90% or something. I think that has just brought up some fear in the market, and then maybe that is why we are seeing such kind of a reaction. This is just a theory. Again, I'm not saying that this is
No, no,
should be taken
actually,
as
actually, it's just misinformation. People actually don't. It's misinformation to the people who don't know what is happening, and who can't decode what a stock split is. So I saw a lot of panic, especially on Reddit. I think I posted this before, and some guys were there just telling of panic, just sell. I think in some countries they can even sell pre-market. So some guys
yeah.
sold, and I think this just apply in the market where the fish is selling to try and just try and trap. It's just a bearish trap.
So would you
On
say this is a good this is a good chance for anyone who's trying to stack up on their position to get more position in Nvidia?
uh, I work with patterns. So if there are no patterns, it's a good entry. It's not a good
No,
entry.
no,
Anyway,
no. I know you. I know
okay,
you will.
from
I
my
know you.
from my
I know
point
you
of
will.
view, it's
Okay.
it's now cheaper, and it's on a discount. So
Yeah.
I'd really not like advice,
Yeah.
because this is not a financial it's not financial advice, but I personally
Yeah.
could, yeah, you can stack up because it
You
goes
could
on
stack
and
up
on.
on it.
Yeah, it goes on and on.
I will
It
only
it
do
can
that if I had an active position. I will only do that if I have an active position and I'm just looking to add on to it. But right now,
okay.
because I'm not into this idea long, it's too far gone for me. It's too far gone. Once we broke
Okay,
96, was it 96?
yeah.
Yeah, once we broke 96, I was really waiting for a retest of 96, but that has never come. We just gapped up,
I
gapped
think
up,
that
gapped up,
right now it's cheaper.
gapping up.
Right now it's cheaper. I think you should consider. It's cheaper, and it can only get better.
Okay,
It
okay,
can only get
okay. That's on the price. Yeah, I know. I think I talked about this. I'm seeing so much room for growth for the company personally, and I think the space that it is operating in is quite exemplary in that it's the first of all it's the buzzword. Second of all, there's so many applications that are coming up. The customers that Nvidia has are large cap companies. We have the likes of Google, we have Amazon, we have the likes of Meta and all these. So the clients are quite large cap companies, and for that, I think that the company has so much room for growth. given that the industry is relatively young and there's so much room for growth in the industry, and therefore taking a long-term view on Nvidia, I think it's a good stock to own long term. But at the moment, I'm yet to to be really convinced of making an entry on the company right now. Maybe that might change by end of week, by end of month, but right now, as I stand, I have no conviction to go into the stock. Lastly, I'd just like
I
to
think
say that
yes, I was
yeah.
requesting you to cover for me before you leave. Just take a cup of coffee, then I'm coming back kindly. So
Okay, it won't be long.
I won't be long. I won't be long. I promise.
Okay.
You can actually talk about charts. Give a parting shot with something about charts.
You might find me gone already. Be careful about that. Okay, so okay, where does this leave me? Oh, well, it's gone already. Right. Just looking at my charts to see anything that is of curiosity to me. Nvidia is back up. I think they're heading back to 118, approaching 119. I'm expecting this stock to bounce back with the same oomph it has been dropping during the day. So everything is just subdued. There's no emotional reactions. I think it's maybe just because it's Monday or something. I don't know, but there are no reactions on a couple of pairs and a couple of commodities that I'm watching. On the stock side of things, yeah, I had dropped off sometime earlier just to track my shares, Safaricom and KCB. I don't think there's much to say about that. Those are just some of my long-term holds, so they do not apply on an intraday basis. Bitcoin again, just dropping 0.34 on the day, 3.8 now. Nothing much is happening today. I think we expected this. We expected a slow day, especially given it's a Monday, given that we have data prints coming out midweek. I think everyone is just chilling, waiting for whatever will happen, to play out before they get back to markets. I am personally doing that. I'll just be expecting, players to get into the market. I don't know. I don't trade news. I don't like trading news. I have never traded news. Yeah, I traded news as one of those things you do when you're beginning trading, but I don't even remember the day. Yeah. So I'm not a trade the news kind of guy. Although, depending on what happens during Apple's event, we might expect some, sell the news kind of scenario. If nothing major, if nothing unexpected to drive up the markets happens on that day, that is today, and then we might be seeing reactions from as Apple does the thing. Tim Cook, I know a lot of AI is going to be mentioned, so that word is going to take a shot every time Tim Cook says AI today, and we'll see where your head will be at midnight. So nothing much. Nasdaq is fairly flat at 0.07 of a percentage. That is red numbers, but nothing much. There's a lot of indecision in the market. I think Walter was talking about it. There's a lot of indecision in the market. No one knows what step to take. Yeah, no one knows what is going on. No one knows what is going to happen this week. Everyone is just waiting, just sitting on their hands, just waiting for the market to react, and maybe they can react to the market reaction at the time. So in the meantime, market is flat on the day. Nothing happening. It's just 0.10%. Bitcoin half a percentage down. Silver, I expected a bigger move on silver today, but again, everything has just subsided. Oil is a big mover, moving a percentage up. And this is very interesting. Let me just have a look at oil because it's on my watch list. Now, oil is pretty interesting to me because we have come down. We've come down, yeah. I already had that level marked out. We had come down and seen a very huge sell off in oil. Right now, we're bouncing back. This is the US oil USD pair for those who, traded up pairs. This is WTI. So we just came to hit 73 and now we're bouncing back. Now, it's very interesting because we need to watch what happens here because one, I like to play the support and the resistance play on commodities and oil for that matter. So it will be very interesting because this is where I'm really looking for a short position. Depending on what happens, we just touched it and the market, rejected it. It's usually the zone I had marked. This zone I had marked out this zone, I think, last week. Yeah. So I was anticipating to look for sell positions on oil, but again, I'm very cautious during this week. That is why I'm yet to take a trade or to find a setup that really works for me that I can get into and hold for the week. So this is one of the positions that I like to find for short positions on oil. But again, I'm yet just waiting for the day to end, see where the candle closes, so we open up tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow I can think of finding an entry. If my conditions will have all be met. But in the meantime, it's just a sitting game. It's just a waiting game, just waiting to see what will happen in the coming week. So again, oil is also on my watch list. I'm also looking for. This is the area that I'll be looking for sell positions. Walter is back.
Oh, I'm back. Yeah.
Walter, do you trade WTI or oil for that matter?
WTI, I just watch. I just watch. Hey, oil has ever done this and that stuff. I don't want to talk about it. Hey,
Tutapata hapa
okay,
kwa 10. We'll talk
actually,
about
it's too fast for me. It's too fast for me. The same way I noticed. Okay, all these strategies, they are skewed towards towards how. So, classicals, we really drive. I think to moderate momentum. Talk about stocks. I think I recently found out that also FX is too fast for it. And if we talk about anything else, we can just talk about the indices and stocks for now. So since that's where my specialty is, I don't want to force. I know these patterns recur everywhere because it's crowd psychology. I know it can happen. I know I can spot a triangle in gold, and I can spot the same in EU. I can spot the same in all other assets because that's crowd psychology and that's how people use money. But the difference is the delivery. And what is the probability, because we're dealing with probability. What is the probability of me hitting my TP? So uh, for very efficient markets, especially the currency market, chances of hitting a TP very very low as compared to the stock market and the others. So to compare to the stock market and the indices market, I mean that's the same. Actually, the stock market is an index and the futures. So that's why I don't prefer them, and I only look to play stocks recently, and I'm here to stay, but I can easily analyze the other markets. I can easily call, I can easily call a resistance. I can easily call a support because it cuts across all other platforms. Okay, there's something I want to show you. Qualcomm is doing really good level point D officially. So here's the point D. Actually, it has been you see the we talked about. Let me trash this one first because I think the point is I want to trash this, and then the support, the what qualified as a support was Thursday's gap up. The gap up which was not filled, I think it has been filled today, and it has acted
What
as support.
kindly kindly share your screen.
That's what I'm doing. I think it's up. Maybe not
Okay,
from
okay.
my end. It's
Now, okay,
actually up on my end. So
okay.
this is what is happening. We have a point D, and point D, it means our triangle is complete. And what is happening? We just wait for a breakout. We're just waiting for a breakout. When Jesse was speaking, I think let me show you how I came up with my TP and my entry and everything. Let me do this. So first things first, we okay. This just just should I say speculate or just call where the market breaks, where price is likely to break, and price is likely to break out from this triangle around here, this highs. So it's either you pick this one or this one. Let me encircle it so that you guys can see. We just use an eclipse. It's either I pick this one. Okay, I'm doing this not because some guys don't know how to do the. Yeah, I'm doing this because not because you're not a good trader, but at least we're helping any other person who doesn't know what I'm doing, and it's for free.
Yeah, well, like told you, I need to bounce. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. You'll
Okay.
be here
Yeah.
tomorrow.
So
Actually, we'll be doing this
yeah.
every day. We'll be doing this every
Yeah.
day
So
from 3:30 to 6:30. So, kuna haraka. We'll
yeah.
be
So
here
everybody
talking
catch
about
us.
the markets. They
Yeah.
open.
Catch us here anytime, every day. I think we'll be here, like Walter said, from 3:30. Just taking a look at the markets, and going into trades whenever you see a trade, and you guys will be following up on the same. So it's been a pleasure for everyone who's been watching this, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow and every day after that. Thanks, everyone, and goodbye.
Okay, bye, Jesse. Anyway, so these are the points I'm talking about. So it's either I take this high, or I take this high, or I take this high, because it coincides with the breakout area on this other side. So what I'll do, I don't want to take this high because I think it is the lower one is much better. This one is much better, the second one. So I will not use this one or this one. So that's where that's my entry point. That's where I place my entry, and then I'll estimate my opportunity, and my opportunity will be estimated from the trough, the low of the trough. I know. You know classicals, and you are told you estimate this height. I know I know most guys were in classicals, and they were told estimate the height of the triangle, but when you personalize your setup, you make it yours. And I made the triangle mine. I don't want that extra one because it's a game of probability. So this is the height of my trough, and from the entry to the exit, I think my exit will be lower to manage my expectations. I won't take the top. I won't take the top. So I'll remove this. And where should I place my stop? Where should I place my stop loss? This is it. Okay. One, I can do this comfortably. I can use an RR of 2 comfortably. That's what I have been doing for the longest time. Because of the nature of stocks, where they don't have a huge drawdown, they don't play around too much. There's no need of putting such a big stop loss. Actually, the stop loss it's like the entire height of the setup. So this is too huge. So I prefer looking for a minor SR inside the setup. And the minor SR is this one. I'll just take the decimaje it's like a block there where price reacted, it went up. Yes, I know it was violated, but again price went up and it reacted again around here. And it will qualify as my stop loss, so I will use an RR of 3:2. So kindly allow me to make this buy stop. Allow me to make this buy stop. So I'm trading with you guys. So if you want to take it, you can take it, but I'll do it. Let me give you some music to be listening to here as I make this. I'm trading for the traders competition. Uh, Definitely, I'll put some links down for you to join the competition. It's a learning competition where we will do this. We'll give opportunity to other traders and invite other traders to do whatever I'm doing here. So we just buckle up. It's something to benefit the society. It's time we change the narrative. So yeah, bear with me. So it's a buy stop. It's a buy stop. 2010. 2010. 2010.7. With my stop at 26. 26.69. My TP is 22 to 23.67. So placed. We wait for breakout, and that's what we're waiting for. Yeah. Oh, let me remove some music. I might drop it down to, yeah. Let it pause. We'll listen to music later. I think we need to go to other. We can try finding some other opportunities, because in stocks, if you play in stocks, there will always be opportunities. So here's my watch list tenor. We drop again. We start dropping from, okay, we see Netflix, what is happening? Do we have a point D yet? It might qualify as a point D because it has. If you can look what is happening to Tesla right now, the price has just tested this zone, and this zone can qualify as a kidogo. It is almost hapo kwa this. You see this rejection when price was trying to move lower, to move higher the first time. So I hope it is point. Can't wait to jump on Tesla, on Netflix, so I can move lower. I can move lower to Tesla. Tesla is still in indecision. I think it's because of the everybody wants to speculate, but about how it will the event on the conference on Thursday will turn out. But I have my buy stop ready, so and it is above this high. It is above this high, so let's not waste time with Tesla. Where is this? This is Coinbase. I think it's still in consolidation after making its high. I think after completing its opportunity of the triangle. So this is Microsoft. Microsoft still in consolidation, I think. So there's nothing to play about Microsoft. You can just look here. This is almost a cup in hand, but I don't want to call it. I don't want it to qualify yet. I'll just take intraday because it violates how I like looking at my setups. Why? This is the cup. This is the first. This is a cup. It's a cup. Like I said, it's negatively sloping, so it is going against it. It is going towards the trend direction, as you can see.
and the trend direction is up. So thing is, sometimes you just cut some slack, but I don't want to do that because definitely the handle is above the brim, but you can, if it beats this high, it means it has beaten the resistance. So beating the resistance, it means you can take continuations on the intraday above the resistance. So some guys will call this a but it doesn't go to Gianetto. It's not my cup and handle. It's not it, but it looks like it. It looks like it. So we drop down to GameStop. I don't know if we've not mentioned GameStop. I think tomorrow it's they're releasing the physical reports. I take it last week we had the earnings, and then we had Kitty do his live to try and sway it, but I think it was very. How did you guys see it? I think he was like trying to bait the government, the SEC to be specific, and we saw the manipulation from the end. It looked bad for the SEC because they were actually okay. Very many holds. I know holds, and holds do happen all the time. I think there was a question about holds, and holds happen when there's too much volume and the, the Security Exchange Commission is unable to enter all your trades. So what happens? It's there's a hold for a couple of minutes, around 5 minutes or less. So until the overload issue, and then the stock is unhalted and you guys can play, and the ticker is back alive. So holds happen, and they happen a lot. And mara nyingi sana. Actually, that day I think we saw during the live peke yake we saw like almost 5 to 6 holds. So you can imagine. Actually, there was a spacing of a halt with less than 1 minute, so you can imagine the kind of volume which is flowing through that. So this is the counter trend line. I don't want to read too much into it because there's nothing good to talk about it, because the last earnings report they really performed poorly. So this is just a hype stock. There's no beautiful fundamentals to talk about them, and that's why there was an argument I was to jump in on Friday in the afternoon, but I was the the one we were arguing with didn't want to be objective about anything. But anyway, it is this. There's nothing beautiful to talk about the stock. We can't talk about its earnings or that it's a very good company or anything. But with the constant revamping of everything they are trying to do with the new CEO, Rolling Kitty is very optimistic about this company. But the best we can do, we can just look at the technicals, and technicals we have that counter trend line. Nothing else to talk about. So if price beats here, I don't want to play it, but it's a hot stock. It's a retail darling right now. So um, it's just something to see and to just watch. You just take popcorns, but catch me dead playing that because no strong fundamentals, but and no compelling technicals. So I'll just watch. We drop down to AMD, like I said. It just tested the support zone. Actually, just tested and then went up. So just watch. We wait for the bounce. We go down to Nvidia. Nvidia, as you can see, that's a very beautiful rejection. Beautiful rejection from the 1 hour. We just see the 1 hour beautiful rejection. And I think if you're a breakout trader, you can just wait for price to break the counter trend line, and you can just have a very good RR. Yeah, you can just take it from there. But as per now, it's not my triangle, so I just watch. There's a reason why I'm doing that. I don't want to trade anything else apart from a triangle. Why? Because uh, I went back and I saw and sometime last year I was taking every classical pattern offered by the markets, and after some time I noticed that the triangle was the most recurring, and its drawdown was the least. So I can spot the others and comfortably agree with them that if it's a head and shoulder, that's a reversal. If it's a co- it's, if it's a falling wedge, that's a reversal. Yes. If it's a flag, that's a continuation. If it's a cup and handle, it's a continuation. But playing them will be reducing my chances to make a profit. So I'm not here to take everything from the market. I'm just here to capitalize on my window. And my window of choice is a triangle. So call me Mr. Triangle. Anyway, let's drop down to Google and Google from the daily. As you can see, we were looking. Okay, let's drop down to there. It also has a very good triangle in the making, so we can just wait for price to react. Let me just put in the counter trend line here first, so that after point D we can just replace this with a drawing. There's a drawing here. So after we have confirmed point D, that's when I will replace this counter trend line with this. Why I'm doing this, trading is very visual, and you just it's training the muscle memory, and this is my muscle memory. Tuliambiwa sisi we have to draw so that we can trade, and yes, as long as we're making money at the end of the day. Okay, so we drop down to Meta, and this is how Meta looks like. Meta, like we said, it has just actually last week it filled the earnings cap, so nothing pretty to talk about there. So we go down to Amazon. Amazon just broke the counter trend line. Not a trend line per se, but it has been in consolidation for a while, and it was not looking good. And present still in consolidation, and the best thing to do here is just to the only thing we can do here is just to identify the support and resistance zones. And these are the top zone, and this the resistance. I want to call this resistance because I've actually used this gap. See this gap here. That's my support, and I will go down to this one. So I think it's very wide, but what are the chances of testing it? I think very much lower, because it was a rough month. Last month was rough for Amazon, especially after earnings. The entire earnings move was zapped by last month, but we can see a healthy rebound. So we can drop down to Exxon. Exxon, this is energy market, and the energy market as a channel, which I've been waiting for like forever for it to break. So this is just a channel. I don't want to call it anything else but a channel. I know some guys can call it a flag, but this is a channel. And what about the channel? I think on Friday, Dr. Some our guy on Twitter, Heisenberg, I think spotted a channel, and maybe it's a flag to go. So when I went to the EU chat, I drew where I could see the flag, but instead he was referring to a channel on the lower time frame. So yeah, next time mkipost kitu, if you ask me any question, kindly back it up with your charts, so that at least I can see from your point of view. You know why? Because trading is a visual oriented game, and visual means enough of talking and texting. I want you guys to see how I come up with all my with, with everything we do. How other people are coming up with the things we do. We want to take top traders from the competition, come and explain to you guys how they do their stuff. So I know Jesse will be co-hosting me, but we will invite more and more of you guys. Uh, hey, you just say who you want to on the show. If he's willing to play ball, you can just come. You can just talk the markets and interact on a skill-based level. And this is my skill right here. So this is a channel we waiting for a breakout above the counter trend line. Then we play. So for now, this is the channel for Exxon. We drop into Citibank. Citibank too. So City is in consolidation on the higher time frame, as you can see, but it's on a upward trend. After breaking the high, it consolidated again and it started falling. So I don't know why the other banks are performing pretty well, but Citigroup is go now. So that's what is happening. And from the high to the previous height to what we can see right now, we can just connect this and identify our counter trend line. And this being our counter trend line, we can we can wait and see where the market will go from here, because it just broke the counter trend line and then went back into the structure. So it means indecision. So there's no much to read in for Citibank. We go to PayPal. And PayPal, what is happening on PayPal? PayPal on the higher time frame, let's start from the weekly. It's very choppy. That's the first thing you can just see. It looks very choppy. Uh, looks very choppy on that trend. So, and it is really trying to come back up. And on the day, it's the same. It is really trying, but there's a lot of downward push, as you can see from the two candles, the two daily candles, the last two daily candles. Nothing pretty to see here, but there's no continuation setup. There's nothing. So we just go to Broadcom. So Broad actually on Friday, no, on Thursday. On Thursday there will be earnings after close. There will be Broadcom earnings, and I want to say definitely, but I think we will see the company beat its guidance, the guidance which has already set. So I'm really very bullish on Broadcom. We saw the CEO. I think let me pull out the news from Broadcom. I think I talked about that yesterday. So let me go there. Let me go there kindly. So after the bell on Thursday, we expect earnings, and the company maintained its 50 billion revenue forecast for the fiscal 2024 during its last report, representing the 40% jump from 2023. That's huge. So with CEO Haktan noting that the AI chips are expected to comprise of 10 billion total revenue. Analysts are looking for 11.96 billion in revenue for fiscal 2020, fiscal Q2 2024. So I'm very positive about this is one of the best performing stocks this year. I think one of the good performing stocks this year. So this is happening, and as you can see, let me just talk about what I can see technically, and what I can see technically here. I want to call it kidogo ascending. No, this is just a spike, but let me draw it from this perspective. So it's from here, we drop down to here, then here, and then here. So that's an ascending triangle for me. So if you have a clear break, actually we are having a clear break right now. But if you have a compelling break here, a volume backed break, you know what I mean by a volume backed break. Not a weak break when we judge by the volume which has just broken, it can just hold. That's what I call a compelling break. So that's it, and waiting for waiting for it to break, and then I think I'll play it. But I think for HFM, I don't think they have. Do they have? Let me check. Let me check if they have Avgo. Mhm. Broad, they don't have Broadcom. So I'll just watch. I'll just watch, but we can estimate where the opportunity lies and how tall is the opportunity. How big is the opportunity? Simple. Anyway, so first things first, the trough low, trough high, trough low towards the breakout, and that's the counter trend. So trough low, trough high. So there it is, and being that's that, this needs to be straight. Look a bit straight, and then after the breakout, we can just estimate from there. So if we have a very good report on Thursday, I think we can hold above this counter trend line and go test the uncharted waters, and then we can make our entry above. I think to be safe, I'd say an entry above the previous all-time high, which was printed on Thursday, 16th of May. So that's where I'd put my entry. I know it can be argued different. Like if we just break out, we can just take the entry. But to be safe, it's better to be late, but with conviction. I say that a lot for the guys we have interacted with. I think the three guys have ever taught. Anyway, I say it's better to be late, but late with conviction. So I'd rather be late, but at least I know my chances to get to capitalize on the opportunity are better than the opposite. So you can just make your entry there, and then entry TP, and then where are we getting out? So go back lower. Go back lower. We can take this. We can take this. Now it's different from everybody. How everybody comes up with their stops, but this is how I come up with mine. So this is me. We are not supposed to be trading the same. If you are trading the same, then it beats logic what we are doing in the market, and the market will be flowing towards one direction, and we will not be having the enough open interest to push price towards one direction. So yeah, we should be different. So I think I can take that. That's a two. If I was feeling very scared about the breakout, I can go lower to a two, to one is to two. So, but for now, I think if it can break out well, I think it can. Yeah, that's a very good exit. So that's how I come up with that. And I'll remove this to reduce the number of lines is less than the chart, because we are allowed to identify that you can protect your mind. You can, yeah. Let's drop. Okay, let's drop down. We have a chunk of stocks to take advantage of. Before we go on, I think we can go and see what Qualcomm is doing, because it was the setup which is the very close to breaking out. So the journey is still on. I think we are like less than $1 towards breakout. So that's very good for me. For anybody else who's playing, but it's not financial advice. This is me. This is me, not you. So that's how I'm looking at it. So I think I'll drop down lower to what Upco. I will go to AMC. AMC is still, I think AMC and GameStop are one of the same in the same bracket where rationality. I think it's low kidogo because guys on Reddit and the guys who follow Kitty are the ones who are trying to make a to squeeze a buck out of the hype. So it's almost the same price action as compared to GME. So best we can do because we are still technical. We're ready to counter trend line and then move out of there. What I just like, what I just like doing. I'll go to that live for Kitty, and just enjoy. You can just enjoy the market. The market forces of how people think and how people use their money because it you will just see it on the charts and how people are swayed if you don't have a good system why people buying in hype and the people they get rich quick schemes as in the level. So it's very interesting actually to see somebody who can move markets from a retail side of view. But he retail. I saw he's down 200 million that day he disclosed he was down 200 million. My God, and he was just okay. And it's 200 million, and everybody is still calling him a retail trader. So my God, if that's retail, what are we? What are we? What are we? Come on, retail. Yeah. You can imagine. Anyway, on a light note, we drop down to some to super microcomputers. So this is they were running counter with Nvidia microchips, everything AI hype, and they were going in tandem. At some point, it was actually more even volatile as compared. So definitely, can you see it? I can already see it. That's a triangle. Okay, why a triangle? A triangle is this. Okay, you always hear of something called a squeeze in the stock market, and a squeeze in the stock market, I can call it a consolidation, where price consolidates and then it breaks. So I like my squeeze resembling the triangle, and when it breaks out, I capitalize on that. So yeah, this is my triangle. Let me show you my triangle on SMIC, SMCI, and I'm sorry, SMCI. So there it goes. That's the point B, that's the point C, and then this is the point D. And then what do we expect? And before that, I want to remind you something. The first things first, when you enter that chart, when you start analyzing that chart, you look at the trend direction. And the trend direction it's bullish. So after bullish, you definitely try to spot a continuation pattern from a squeeze or what I call a consolidation. So this is a consolidation, and it works in stocks, Sana. It works also in all other assets, but delivery kidogo badala. Anyway, so that's that. As you can see, prices intends to move higher and higher. So I think we can come back to this after making a breakout. So I can go lower. I can go to TSM. TSM, I think for TSM, I think uh, it's a company which will be a $1 trillion capitalized company after Nvidia. It's also a microchip company. It's in Taiwan. The only thing I think which can contest the profitability or the standing of the company is if China invades what? Taiwan. So this is how it looks. This was the previous setup, the last setup which happened in a 4 hour time frame. In the 4 hour time frame, and as you can see, the trough and the nini ended, the opportunity ended. I like going back and showing you that this. I like showing guys that this is something which is proven, it's something which works. So even if anybody can hate on it, but it is proven it works. So these are the classicals. It worked there, and I think by this day, almost this, it's me. It was done, dusted. Guys took their profits. Unfortunately, TSM here, it is not on the. It's not on the traders competition because apparently, okay, most of the Kenyan brokers don't have a good assortment of stocks. So we work with what we have, and yeah, we can complain to our level. Yeah, I hope they will change that. I don't want to talk too much about it. So I will drop down to Palenta. Palenta. Okay, I don't have this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's on a very bullish trend, but nice. It's a very nice one. This is a somewhat of a cup and a handle, and as you can see there goes our cup. It was a very shallow handle, a super shallow handle. But who's complaining? Nobody's complaining because why? We have a very late entry. We cannot enter right now. So how the only way to take advantage of this, where we know it will go from. Let me just put the. Also, for the cup and handle, we also call it the brim or the neckline. So I think the brim is much better because it relates to the cup and handle. This one, I don't know if you can see my cup, but this is a brim. It's not a neck. A neck is for head and shoulder. So literally, wale watu. I think tuliingiliwa vizuri last week by I think Mama wa Gold. It's okay. So this is fine. That's the brim. And the best thing we can do is take the continuations which occur since this is a higher time frame, and we see the I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So let me trash this one and use a fresh one. This is opportunity. We estimate the opportunity from the trough low to the high. I know it's skewed kidogo, but like I told you, it doesn't have to qualify, but you can take continuations in the lower time frame, but not play from the beginning. So you take the estimate, then you take the estimate from the estimates low to the high of the trough, and then we estimate that price will go to testing, I think, 180s. So 180s, I think we'll just take 187.72. And then if we go lower, if you find a continuation, if you find an entry towards that direction, we can take advantage of that. But right now, there's no consolidation. Actually, what price has done, it has just moved from a squeeze kidogo, a consolidation kidogo from last week, and then it is making fresh highs. So it is too late to enter. So what we can just expect, I think we can just hope for a consolidation before a clear breakout. So as we do that, we can be confirming if Qualcomm has already broken out. So the race is still on. So just waiting. And a disclaimer is this: this I know it's on the 15. I know it's on the 15 minutes time frame, but 15 1 hour. But as soon as my position is triggered, I don't expect to play this during the stock market session, the today's stock market session. But roughly, it can take 2-3 days or a week to go to fruition. So I'm not in a hurry. So this is what I call intermediate swings. It's not a swing whereby I can go for weeks watching and doing the same. So what will happen? I'll just wait for it to. This is the most promising setup on board right now, and I think even Netflix is doing something. Yes, Netflix has just confirmed the point B. So that low was the point B, and we can just come slap this here, here, and here, and here. So uh, that's what's happening, and definitely, if we break that high, if we break that counter trend line, we are ready to capitalize on the loans. So that's a problem. Anyway, uh, let's go to Palantir. Yeah, Palantir is a. I think this. Okay, it's a Palantir is a business to government type of company, and this is very nice, and I like the way I really like how the business model of selling to the government, where I think it's much safer, but it can also service the AI backed companies. So I think we can dive into Palantir tomorrow. I'll come up with a better explanation, or not even explanation, a detailed company explanation of how Palantir works. So uh, from the technical side, we can see that definitely. But by now, you can even see with me that's a counter trend line, and for the counter trend line, we just wait for it to break out and then go at time frame. So it looks very promising in the near future. So it is still a triangle, even if we dismiss this counter trend line. And for the triangle, it looks like this. It's time to replace that counter trend line with this, because we've already established our support in the setup, because that's a clear support. Let me just put it. That's our support there, and it has reacted the first time. This is the first time it has reacted. The second time it has rejected price there, trying to move down. And the third time, so that's more conviction. And we can see after breaking these highs, after I'm sorry, after breaking these highs, we can see it has come and tested the what you guys call the fair value gap kidogo from the lower time frame, definitely. So I know this is not my forte, but this is an imbalance here, and then moves higher. So I don't want to dive too much into that. Let me stick to my SR and hizi zingine, but sometimes what tunaziona, not that we don't know them. It's not like the church, the change of character, but I was taught that one too. So we live and we learn. So we go lower to Disney. I know Disney is in. Disney definitely is offered by the broker, by HFM. By mean the broker is HFM, because that's my go-to brokerage. And what you can see here, we can see the counter trend line. There it is. There it is, but we don't have a clear setup. It is since we capitalized on this triangle here, and for the triangle here, let me show you the triangle. The triangle started from March. So let me try and put it here and then go back then. So it was on March 14th. So we go lower. I don't know if you can spot it. Yeah. This was the last trade I took on Disney, and since then, we miss Walt Disney. I don't want to say it's my company, but it's not. But it's Walter, my namesake. Exactly. So the price went to fruition. So that was my last trade back in March. There we go on. So the counter trend line, we wait for a change of direction, change of character, whatever you want to call it. So we go down to Baba, this looks like a reversal actually, because as you can see, the wave has completed down here, and I don't want to call it a head and shoulder. but the chances of creating another shoulder here is very high as compared to creating a continuation. So you can use this as the shoulder high or use this as a shoulder high. So people look at very different things. I know it's classicals, but interpretation is very different for very different people. So I don't know how high this shoulder will go, but its high will decide if we will take this as the left shoulder's high. Okay, this is the right shoulder. This is the right shoulder. This is the right shoulder. I don't know. The high of this right shoulder will decide if this is the high we will go with for the left shoulder or this one. So I'm very open to that because I want to see a head and shoulder the same way as I look at people who are not tilted. So yeah, but who wants to play head and shoulders? Nobody, not me. People want to play that. I used to play that. I know the rules to play that, but I'd like to see a continuation. So when we move low down there, a bearish triangle, but I rarely take I rarely sell on stocks. I'd rather wait for it to change to turn from a bearish from a bearish chart to a bullish chart. So as we can see, I think we can see a triangle, but I'm not looking to play a bearish setup. So the triangle kidogo looking to sell, but I'm not looking to sell personally. I'm sorry. Personally not looking to sell, but I'll call it when I see it. I'll call it. So that's that. So we go down. Plus, Baba after the CEO, after Jack Ma started, after the CEO and the Chinese government were at loggerheads. I think Baba has never been the same. So sometimes it tries. I think after the last earnings report, everybody was psyched. Baba is coming back. But, yeah, we can go down to Intel. Intel, everybody is after Nvidia. Intel, AMD ziko nje. Nobody is thinking about them. And at some point, the capitalization of Intel was way higher than Nvidia. But who should we do? I can say technology. So I'm down to the monthly, and the monthly we can see a counter trend line here. So you can imagine how long it will take for us to see at least a change in direction. So what we can say, we are in a bearish trend right now. How low can we go? So what we can do, we can just go down. I think we can go down. At least we spot something which is what is happening to the consolidation down here. And the consolidation down here, it's just a flat market. Flat market, as you can see, it tests here. It's a very strong support from where I sit, because it is being tested and rejected. So what can I say? It's a strong support, but nothing to take advantage of. And I'm not taking advantage on the lower side. I'm not going to sell this because there is a setup here too. I want to show you guys the setups I'm looking at and how I look at the setups. So the next time you see me posting anything, you know what I'm posting. At least you can have this is the way I interpret the market, and I'm not looking to sell even if price goes down here. Why? Because these are stocks, and yeah, nobody looks okay for an investor side of view. These guys don't look offloading. They look They look for onboarding, and what the normal retail guys are doing. I don't know what to call it retail. We as the day traders look at capitalizing on both the longs and the shorts. So who will be selling stocks will be the short-term trader, and the short-term trader will sell, and a willing buyer will come as an investor. So we'll buy with whatever with whatever time we'll buy to take advantage of the discount. If not, so what happens? It's like I think April there was a huge sell-off in the market, and then we are now seeing price going back up. And I think this is Jesse, not Jesse, Jesse Ogola. Ogola said this, I think, on the Traders KE space on Saturday, and uh, he clearly said that when you look at the indices and the futures, yearly turnover they are above 8% per annum. Year on year, that's the return, and in very few cases they go red for the year. So most stocks rally during the year and rally positively during the year. We can have two, three, 1 month, but not continuous selling off. That's why the bias for stocks is very easy to come up with. So, and we know when we are in a bullish market, definitely from the structure, and we know when we are flipping bearish. So that's why stocks. Anyway, I'm just advocating for what I like and what favors my system, and that's what happens. And then we can go down tomorrow. And what about Mara? Definitely these are crypto backed stock, and the best thing I can do here, because it's in a consolidation, you can just identify the support, the resistance, the resistance, and we can identify the support. So inside here, when price breaks either top or bottom, that's when we will have our conviction of where the price is going. But for now, I'm going to smile about it. We go to Shopify. Okay, before then, we go back to Qualcomm. The market is moving up nicely. We look on our standings, and I'm still flat from last week. Last week I suffered 0.5% from the entries I had on Qualcomm. So my portfolio on the traders competition is down 0.5 only. So I'm waiting for this break so that I can get back, and I'm getting back with the 0.5 again. I'm not in a hurry. That's the risk I can stomach, between 0.5 and 1% per trade, because these are stocks, and I'm not such an aggressive trader. Yes, it's in terms of risk management. So, and I have my roadmap, so I'm not comparing to anybody. I know you were with Fauz. Fauz said 30% per trade. Oh, wow, that's nice. I was challenged, but it's good to know your limits. So this is Shopify. Shopify, I think for the longest time, have been on a huge sell-off. I think from the earnings last month, and wow, it's been a sell-off, as you can see. Okay, this is it from here to here, and there you go. That's we have a channel. I think this is a channel. It's a channel identifiable here. It's not such a good channel to my end, but I like my point B in point A, so that's why I don't think it qualifies as a very good channel. So that's what I'm saying, and price is still bearish, but in the lower time frame, I think it's trying to go test this gap down. So I think we can wait to see if price can get here, and see what the retail company. It's a retail company, you know Shopify. Yeah, this is Superzao. Anyway, on the lower time frame, it's like on an uptrend, which is very very slow. gaining, but yeah, we have very short candles, but you can get my point. It is still going higher. Nothing to smile about there. And we can go to Adobe. Adobe, I think they're reporting their. I think Adobe is reporting on Friday. Friday after the close, after the SMC, I mean FMC. So we expect earnings from Adobe, not Twitter, Adobe. So ADB. So there it is. Uh, you can see the low high, the high low. About Adobe here because it has been on the trend for like the. Okay, I know the price action is getting that. Okay, going lower to my watch list, it is getting like there's no opportunities down here, but I'm willing to go through them so that at least you can know where and how. I take advantage of the setups and the price action of different assets in the stock market. So downtrend, nothing to smile about. Let's go a little bit faster. So plus, I think I'm like 18 minutes away from ending this live because the live will be running every day from 3:30 to 6:30, at least 3 hours. 3 hours we'll be having guests, so keep it here on the top traders. Top traders. Uh, Join us. We learn together. We'll invite your mentor to come here to show us a bit some few skills zile ako nazo. So this is Uber. Uber pretty much the same as Adobe. A sell-off, nothing to smile about, and that's on the weekly time frame. So if you can go lower so that you can say I'm rushing to get out of here. I'm not rushing to get out of here because I'll still be in the markets. I'm always on charts after the bell. So before the bell, I can do anything else, but after the bell, I'm always here. I'm always researching, doing other things. That was the counter trend line, and we have a lower counter trend line here. I think this is a much better channel as compared to, I think we saw the channel of Adobe ama ilikuwa Shopify. So what you can see from the downward channel, Uber has broken the uptrend, the channel upwards. So it's trading above its counter, and trading above its counter, we can look for consolidations going upwards. So I'm not looking for any opportunity from this channel, but I can capitalize on the opportunities offered by the continuation setups. The triangles that will be above this area, I will gladly take what they offer, the opportunities they offer. So the opportunities they offer are individually from them, but not from the channel. Because if I decide to take the opportunity from the channel, I'll come here, look for the AV, and then I come estimate from here. But no, I won't do that because it is a very low probability setup, and that's why I don't want to do that. I know it can go na itafika mahali kama hapa. As you can see, it coincides with another zone, another SR up there, but no, it's a very low probability setup. So if there will be a triangle, good for me. If there will not be a triangle. So this screening happens before the markets, but since it's our early first days, I think I'll just have to show you how I stock pick. And this is how I stock pick. And if I like something, I take it up there. That's why you can see we're going lower and opportunities kidogo zinaonekana kama zinaisha. So we go to the banks. The banks, we have JP Morgan here. JP Morgan has a very good setup actually. A very good setup. We have a triangle here. Even before going to the higher time frame, we have a very good triangle here. But price is looking to move lower. I don't know why. This is a descending triangle. I I think let's first see it from this side. You see it's an uptrend, like very many other stocks. This is an uptrend, and then we go lower. That's from the daily. No, we're in the 4 hours. That's the 4 hour setup. We can go lower. That's the 1 hour. We can reconfigure kuingia vizuri. Yes. That's it, and I think we can see a breakout here. If we see a breakout, then we'll be ready to take advantage of this opportunity created here. See this opportunity, tutakuja tu slap hapa juu ya breakout, and then so what I normally do, since it's down here and I think it's a very good setup which is playable in the near future, I take it up, ikae na the rest. So that's that. I'll go lower. I'll go to GS. GS is the Goldman Sachs. And for Goldman, I think today we say there will be a conference. There will be a conference for Goldman. The conference is all about the health sector, the biotech, and well, the biotech are doing when the biotech when they are talking about biotech, they are talking the grounds. Yes, the Goldman Sachs. So some commitments zitatoka kwa the banking sector towards the biotech. So how these conferences go and the events, it might be a win-win for both of them, and it might look bad for one of them if expectations for investors. What we do, we really listen to what the speakers say, because the speakers who have the floor mostly it's from the biotech companies, but there will be a summary. It will be summarized. It will be yes, and definitely I think we'll be hearing from the CEO of GS. So that's that. And now what we can clearly spot here, we can clearly spot our counter trend in the 4 hour. So I think it's almost the same setup as JPM, and JPM, JP Morgan. Definitely, who doesn't know JP Morgan is a trader for digital mkutano. So that's point B. C, I think we can have a point D around here, hopefully, if the banking sector doesn't continue dropping, because we've also seen the JP Morgan is kidogo leo, it has opened lower, and hopefully everything will bounce back before then. So this also qualifies as a very promising setup in the near future. So we go up with GS and wait for the magic to happen. I call it magic. I was told I call it magic on Friday. Some guy says I'm high or something. Anyway, tuliache hiyo toto. Anyway, we go to Hood. Robin Hood, definitely. Robin Hood is a broker. He's a broker there, I think. And somebody, if you know how to open an account for Robin Hood, I think I'm very interested in the stock, in the options market. So if you know how to take advantage of this options market, especially options for stocks. So I think I've seen one Kenyan very utilizing that opportunity to buy the options ile nilisikia hivyo sana ilikuwa ya Nvidia. So kindly, if you know how to open an account for stock options, I'm very ready to be guided. So please, you can go down to my DM, niambie ama comment down here kwa Twitter. So wrapping up, I think I have 10 minutes. For the 10 minutes, I will go back to Apple. All said and done about Apple, I think we have had a fake out today, and the fake out, so I think it's completing the setup. It's completing the setup. I don't ignore the weeks, because I say the people I talk to a lot of times, I think I mention it a lot. I say weeks are candles on the lower time frame. So I'm not ignoring this week. It's there. I can see it and I can acknowledge it, but